Hi, friends. Hi, good morning. How are you? This morning, we're going to be reading a special story. It's called Curious George Builds a Home. And you know what? This is Curious George. He is a what? A monkey, and he is going to build a home. So, are you ready to get started? Let's find out what he does. It was a perfect day for sitting on the balcony, eating grapes, drinking juice, and drawing all at the same time. George was a good little monkey who was good at many things. He was especially good at being curious. So look at him. He's drawing a picture and he's eating grapes and he's drinking a drink. Oh my goodness. Curious George is multitasking, right, friends? Today, George was curious about a bird. He had seen a lot of pigeons, but none wearing an ankle tag. So look at him. He saw this little pigeon wearing an ankle tag. The pigeon had seen a lot of animals, but none drawn on a sketch pad. They spent the morning watching each other. So Curious George and the pigeon, they were watching each other like, what is this monkey drawing? And why does this pigeon have on an ankle tag? Let's find out. George, this is your best drawing yet, George's best friend, the man with the yellow hat, told him. That tag the bird is wearing means that it is a homing pigeon. They're special birds that always return home. So the pigeon that had the tag is a special bird that always return home. George looked hopeful. Homing bird pigeons have special homes. The man added, our apartment is not a good home for a bird. He said, look, George, look, Curious George, we cannot keep that bird. That bird has to go back home. So let's see what George is going to do. George saw that what his pigeon needed most was a place to roast. A tree would be perfect, George come up with a great way to get a tree up to his apartment. He would build one. So George is trying to build a tree for the pigeon. Do you think it's gonna work, friends? Let's find out. Uh-oh, the tree George built of pipe cleaners was not strong enough for a pigeon to sit on. Look, the pigeon tried to sit on it and uh-oh, he fell upside down. So did that work? No, that didn't work. Let's see what else George tries. George thought of another idea with clay. George could make a tree as big and thick as he wanted. So he's going to use clay. Do you guys think that's going to work? Let's find out. Uh-oh, look at that. But George must have used too much water because the tree made out of clay did not hold its shape. Look at it, it's all kinds of shape. Can the pigeon rest on that? No, I don't think that's gonna work either. Oh, but you know what? George is not giving up. He's gonna keep on trying. George decided he needed more information to build a perfect tree, so he went to the park. He looked at the trees for a long time and he drew trees on a piece of paper. So he went to the park and look, he's drawing trees on a piece of paper. Let's count the birds. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. It's seven out there now. Then he began a new project. Look at them. Those look like paper towel rolls, don't they? And mustard bottles. Let's see if this plan works. Do you think it's going to work? All right, let's find out. It took him a long time to build, but finally George revealed his masterpiece. He looked almost like a real tree. Baseball bats were the roots, and a coat rack was the trunk. A a frail brown rope was its bark. So he used all kinds of different materials to try to make something very strong for this pigeon. Toilet paper and rubber gloves hung off it like leaves. George had even added real soil. George's friend the pigeon hopped onto a branch he settled in. Do you think this is gonna work, guys? Look at what George built. He built this out of toilet paper, umbrella. He used a rake. He used a tennis racket. He used a paintbrush. He used all kinds of materials. So you think that's gonna hold the pigeon? Let's find out. That afternoon, the man with the yellow hat brought home a guest. It was the doorman. He had lost one of his pigeons that he kept on the roof. Do you guys think that's the same pigeon that George is trying to keep? Let's find. Oh, George made a mess. He needs to clean up, right, friends? When they entered the apartment, they found a big mess. Oh my goodness. How do you think the man with the yellow hat feels with this big mess? He might be a little frustrated, right, guys? George, the man with the yellow hat, exclaimed, "Is that a tree?" George nodded proudly. Now that he had the perfect home, the bird could live with them forever. So George is thinking that it's gonna live with him forever. But look at the man. I think he saw the pigeon. Hmm. Oh my guys. It was the same one. But the doorman had missed his pigeon when he called out Compass. The happy bird flew right into his hands. So the pigeon's name was Compass, and that was the man's bird. Oh my goodness. Poor George. He waved goodbye to Compass and the doorman. Then he sat alone on the balcony. The man with the yellow hat placed a potted tree on the ground. I brought it for the birds to sit on when they come, and you can draw for them. Oh my goodness. That cheered George up. Look at the man with the yellow hat bought George a special tree for his birds. And I think that will work, right? And this is the tree that George made. George shook his head and pointed to his own tree. The man said it was a good effort, George, but birds want to sit on a real tree. He said that is a great tree, but you know what? Birds like real trees, right, friends? But to George's delight, the birds did not agree with his friend. Not at all. So, the man with the yellow hat, well, that wasn't right. Because look at the birds. They're sitting on on George's tree. You know why? Because I think they like all the different materials that's on George's tree. Because he has gloves and toilet paper and umbrellas and rackets. He has all kinds of things that they can sit on. And that is the end. George built a home for the birds. Did you guys like that story? That was a cool story, right? About homes and how George used his creativity. He was very creative. He did a very good job building a home. So, all right, friends, see you in the Zoom room. Bye bye.